I found something in my old childhood tapes, and now I can't sleep. Video opens with a black screen or a glitch effect sound effect. Soft, static white noise, fading into a slow, airy ambient. Drone narrator. We all love nostalgia, don't we? There's something comforting about looking back at who we used to be. The birthday parties, the holidays, the moments where everything felt safe. But what happens when you look back and realize you were never actually safe at all? What happens when you realize that for your entire life, someone or something has been waiting for you to notice them? This is why I destroyed my family videos, and this is why I'm locking my door tonight. Cut 2. Visual of a dusty box of VHS tapes or a dimly lit room. Narrator. It started last weekend. It was raining, a gross, heavy downpour that canceled my plans. I decided to finally tackle the project my mom had been bugging me about 4 years. Digitizing the family archive. I went up to the attic and hauled down a plastic bin smelling of dust and old plastic. Inside were dozens of VHCC tapes. My dad was one of those parents who filmed everything. I hooked up the old VCR to my laptop and popped in the first tape. Label, Danny's 5th birthday, 1998. It was wholesome stuff. A shaky camera, panning across a backyard. Kids running around with sticky faces. Me, blowing out candles on a Batman cake. I was smiling, watching it. But then, the camera panned to the edge of the yard, near the woods. Primera, pausit. Standing just behind the tree line, barely visible through the pixelated grain, was a man. He was tall. Too tall. He was wearing a gray, ill-fitting suit. His face was just a smudge blurred, like a thumbprint on a lens. I shrugged it off. Maybe it was a neighbor. Maybe it was just a shadow. I ejected the tape and put in the next one. Danny's first bike ride, 2001. 3 years later, different house. We had moved to the suburbs. I watched myself wobble down the sidewalk on a red bicycle. My dad was cheering. The camera swung around to capture the street, and my stomach dropped. Down the block, standing perfectly still next to a stop sign, was the man. The same gray suit. The same unnatural height. He wasn't walking. He wasn't watching the other cars. He was facing me. Facing the camera. Sound effect. A low, bass heartbeat sound narrator. I started shuffling through the tapes frantically. I didn't care about digitizing them anymore. I just wanted to see him. Middle school graduation. He was in the back of the auditorium, standing in the aisle. High school football game. He was under the bleachers, hidden in the shadows. My college move-in day. He was reflected in the dorm room window in never ahead. My parents got gray hair. I got taller. The cars changed styles. But he stayed exactly the same. The gray suit. The blurred face. But I noticed something else. Something that made my blood run cold. In the 5th birthday video, he was far away. By the high school video, it was closer. By the college video, he was maybe 20 feet away. He was getting closer. Slowly. Over decades, I grabbed the most recent tape in the box. My wedding video. 3 years ago. My hands were shaking so bad I could barely get the tape into the slot. I fast-forwarded to the reception. People dancing, laughing. I scanned the background. I couldn't find him. I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. Maybe he was gone. Maybe I saw him. He wasn't in the background. He was right behind my wife and me at the sweetheart table. He was standing directly behind my chair. And for the first time, his face wasn't blurred. He didn't have a face. It was just ... Smooth skin. No eyes. No mouth. Just blank flesh. And he was leaning down, towards my ear. Sound effect. High-pitched, ringing silence narrator. I slammed the laptop shut. I couldn't breathe. I felt sick. I needed to prove this was real. I needed to show someone. I grabbed my phone. I wanted to record the screen of the laptop to send to my brother, to ask him if he remembered seeing this guy. I opened my camera app on my phone. I was sitting in my living room. It was dark. just the light from the street lamps outside coming through the blinds. I held up my phone to record, and the camera focused on the reflection in the dark TV screen in front of me. I saw myself sitting on the couch, and I saw the man in the gray suit. He wasn't on the tape anymore. He was standing right behind the couch. And this time, ... He wasn't blurred. He wasn't waiting. He reached out a hand, his long, gray fingers hovering inches from my neck. His spoon around the room was empty, but when I looked back at my phone screen ... he was still there. And now ... The record light is on. Sound effect. Sudden loud static, cut to black outro suggestion. Narrator. Be careful when you look back at the past. Sometimes, the things you left behind have been following you the whole time. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit that like button. It lets me know you want more. And subscribe. So you don't miss what's coming next. You never know who might be watching with you. Sleep well.